Live from Studio 1B, this is Prison News here on After Prison Show with Joe Guerrero. And also special guest, Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, with this conversation this evening. Good evening, and welcome to Prison News here on After Prison Show. I'm your host, Joe Guerrero, and tonight we're going to be bringing you an interesting story coming to us out of Kansas City, where a prison has now been required to pay a hefty penalty from a lawsuit alleging that they recorded privileged phone calls between lawyers and their clients at the Leavenworth Detention Center. Tonight I'm going to be joined via satellite by the infamous Mr. Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, who is live on location, I believe from in front of some sort of a plasma center or blood bank. Touch 'em, if it's okay if I call you that, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I'm hearing you okay, but touch 'em 2 times Tommy, not the touch 'em. Touch 'em just sounds cringe. I do not like the touch 'em. Touch 'em 2 times Tommy. Tommy, the entire name, not just the touch 'em.
Touch 'em, you're an individual who has served quite a bit of time, no stranger to incarceration. What exactly do you gather from this story that says that a phone provider, Securus Technologies, has just agreed to pay a $3.7 million lawsuit alleging that they recorded privileged calls between lawyers and their clients being held at the Leavenworth Detention Center?
Thank you a lot, Joe. Yes, unfortunately, I have been locked up not 1 time, not 3 times, not even 2 times, maybe more like 100 times. No stretch of the imagination, old Touch 'em 2 times Tommy has most certainly been locked up a time or 2. And I'm not surprised to hear that they're recording the phone calls, even between the lawyers and such. They record everything. Imagine the phone call that you have with your prison pen pal, your BM. They're going to record that as well and probably find a little bit of amusement out of that also, especially when the phone calls get a little, a little more intimate.
Very valid and interesting points that you bring up there, Touch. And just to think, I know from the many times that I've been incarcerated, I'm sure that you can attest to this as well. Many a times I had a phone call between myself and my lawyer, and I know damn well that all of those phone calls were being recorded.
Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, not the touchy touch, not the touch 'em. Touch 'em 2 times Tommy. I don't know what's so hard about that, Joe. I don't know what's so hard about it. Call me my entire name. It's disrespectful with the little nicknames and the little pieces of my name. The full thing. Touch 'em 2 times Tommy. Not 1 time, not 3 times.
And just to go a little bit further there, Touch 'em, Core Civic, which runs the Leavenworth Detention Center, and its phone provider, Securus Technologies, agree to pay the money into a fund that will be distributed among attorneys who had in-person and also phone communications intercepted.
A fund? What do you mean? Like actually their pockets? Is that the fund inside of their pockets? I don't necessarily believe that this money will ever see the light of day in terms of trying to help with any sort of indigent prisoners in the legal services or aid of them. But here's the hoping. Joe.
And the amount of money that they're going to pay to each individual lawyer is $10,000 for any phone call or in-person communication that was recorded. But if a lawyer had both in-person and phone calls recorded, they're going to get a hefty payout of $20,000 each.
$20,000? $10,000? Do you know what I could do with that type of money, Joe? $10,000? That is a lot of bread right there. A lot of dineros. We could do a lot of things. $20,000, we can get the starter pack. We can get right back up on our feet. Maybe start a business, a cleaning business, maybe some sort of a moped rental business. Maybe we could flip a house. We could flip a Joe, me and you, $20,000. That's all we need. We could go flip a house. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Felon flippers.
Securus Technologies did not immediately respond to a request for comment. I doubt they'll have much to say about this as all. Paying $3.7 million is probably a drop in the bucket in comparison to the amount of money that they are raking in from inmate phone calls.
Well, Joe, it's no stretch of the imagination, not even one time, not three times, not even two times, that, anything dealing with prisons and making money, phone companies, the canteen, visitation, it is all a money racket, a racket to bring in more money. Billion-dollar industry, I imagine. Whoever came up with it, they've probably got a Cessna single-prop airplane, some sort of a private jet, and possibly a super mega yacht as well. But not surprised to hear that at all.
Just under $1.3 million being put aside for attorney fees. The rest of this money claiming that it's going to be donated to a legal aid of Western Missouri and Kansas legal services. Interesting enough to mention as well, more than 100 criminal defendants have filed petitions asking to get their convictions vacated or indictments dismissed, and those proceedings are still ongoing.
Every conviction should be thrown out. Should be thrown out and start over. If you're recording every phone call, and guaranteed they're recording the phone calls between you and your lawyer, they've recorded my phone calls. My entire record, Joe, my entire record should be expunged. I should have never been to prison in the first place. Can I get $10,000, $20,000, not one time, not three times, $20,000? I'd be okay with that, and no criminal convictions at all. Get rid of it. Erase it like the phone calls, Joe. It has to be done. It has to be done. That is the only thing that I can see good coming of this. And of course, every prisoner is now going to file a motion, an appeal, a reconsideration, a new court date. Get me back in the courtroom. You recorded my phone calls, and that is not okay. Not okay at all.
Tommy, this story really makes you wonder, should all convictions be vacated? Because I can only imagine, I know myself personally, every phone call that I've ever made from a jail has been recorded, even if I was calling my attorney.
I literally just said that, Joe. You just stole my word. You stole what I was just saying. Are you even listening? What are you doing over there? You think you're looking all handsome and GQ in front of the camera? I'm sitting in front of the plasma center. $40. $40 what they about to pay me to donate some plasma. I can't remember what we were talking about here. Can I get a paying gig on the news? I mean, you just pick me up and you say, hey, let's do this, and you never pay me. I'm sitting here in front of the plasma center right now trying to make a few bucks. Maybe a GoFundMe, Joe. A GoFundMe. I mean, for the love of God.
Touchums, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for contributing to this story. It is my hope to be able to feature you on upcoming editions of Prison News here on After Prison Show. Don't want to hold you up any further. I know you've probably got an appointment to donate some plasma. Good luck with that $40, and we'll talk with you again real soon.
Joe, a GoFundMe for Tetum 2 Times Tommy. Think about it. But no, you're right. It's not okay to be recording the phone calls, any phone calls. Think about the phone call that you have with your prison pen pal, with the towel over your lap, and the next guy, you got your back to him, and one hand on the phone, and the other one on the gear shifter. They're listening to all the phone calls, Joe. It's for their own amusement. For their own amusement and entertainment. But a GoFundMe for Touch Up 2 Times Tommy, it sounds like a really good idea.
Folks, again, Service Technologies, which provides telephone communications for prisoners throughout much of the country, pretty much in every state, maybe not in every facility, has just agreed to pay out $3.7 million for recording privileged phone calls between attorneys and their clients held in the Leavenworth Detention Center. Over 100 other prisoners have caught wind of this and are now filing motions to get their cases vacated and indictments dismissed. And again, it really makes you wonder, should every conviction be thrown out? When most certainly, every single phone call you're making, no matter if it's to your baby mama, your prison pen pal, or to your attorney, is most certainly being recorded. Thanks for tuning in to this installment of Prison News here on After Prison Show. We'll look forward to bringing you guys the next installment very soon. Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think of this story. And we'll look forward to talking with you again very soon.